Hello and welcome everybody. I just want to thank all those people who are able to take their time to watch our first video. I'm really very grateful. Let's keep pushing it. And so today I take the opportunity to do our first lesson on Pan-Afrique, the reading revolution. And really I call it the reading revolution, transforming readers into leaders. And so before we really go into the main lesson, I just wanted us to know that for us to be able to be successful in this thing, there are two things that needs to be done. First of all is decolonization of the English language. One thing is that we have gone through a process where we have grown knowing that English is a foreign language, English is a second language, and therefore we don't really feel that comfortable. We've not really completely embraced it as our own. And so for us to really be able to understand that it's a very easy language and we can be able to read it just like we read our mother tongue, we have to embrace it as our own. I'm sure you must be asking, how is that even possible? But I want to give you a few reasons why. Actually, we need to be able to have English as our mother tongue. Or not, if not mother tongue, because it was not really born in the continent, we are going to call it father tongue. And this is the reason why we need to call it father tongue. One is because our fathers had to fight. We lost our land because of the English. At the same time, we lost most of our fathers fighting. And finally, we find that most of our fathers again and most of our parents are still paying school fees so that we can be able to use the English language. And so having it being there in the continent for all these generations, honestly, how can it not be ours? How do we still look at it as something that is foreign? If you don't want to call it mother tongue, let's call it father tongue. And that way we can be able to embrace it as our own. And why do I call it embracing as our own? When something belongs to you, it means it gives you the opportunity to be able to use it the way you like it. You can break it, you can rebuild it. And so if we can be able to embrace English as our own, it means it will be able to have our children, it will give our children the opportunity to be creative with how they use the English language. At the same time, it also gives the educators the opportunity to be able to think of different ways in which they can be able to teach the English language. Up to this particular point, we've been able to look at the West. We've looked at other people to be able to bring us the program, to be able to decide for us how we should be able to teach the English language, because we still have the mentality that it is not our own. It belongs to somebody else. But now that we are going to embrace and say it is ours, then we can be able to take the opportunity really to make it our own. And so this takes us to our first lesson. And so in our first lesson, we are going to begin with vowels. And I will begin with the short vowels. And again, one thing that I want us to be able to know is that human sounds, or what we call phones, are the same, especially the short vowel sounds. Whether they are in English, whether they're in whatever other language, really, they are short vowel sounds. And these are the following. And I like using my hands because remember the Bible says whatever your hands finds for to do it with all your might. And the Lord also says that I'm going to bless the work of your hands. So then we're going to begin, as we decolonize, we're going to take our hands and we're going to do the blessing of using our hands to be able to do what? To do the reading and to bless whatever we are going to do. So look at your hand, and I'm going to let your child do a handprint, of their hand, and then from there now we are going to do our vowels. This thumb is going to be the letter A, which is ah, and then E is says what? So we're actually just looking at the sounds. The short vowel sounds the short vowel sounds are basically the sounds of the vowels, and the long ones are the names. So here we go. A, I, O, A. And this is what's going to happen. When you look at your hand, you can see that the middle finger is longer than the rest of them. And I do believe that God had a plan when He did this, because He knew we were going to use our hands for reading. And so therefore He made this one longer so we can remember that the two vowels, I and Y, all of them make the short sound I when you're reading. Okay, so here we go. A, I, O, A. Okay, so the other way that that we can be able to do this, of course, is to put a little bit of song. So we can say a, e, I, o, a, e, I, o, a, e, A-E-I-O-A. All right, and then the next thing that we're going to do is we use color. And I find color very interesting, and this what makes me remember this is my brother, the brother who follows me. He's an artist, and he used to have very interesting thoughts about color. He would eat a banana and say, that tastes orange. And you're like, what? Or you would be looking at something, or something smells, and say, that smells red. And I used to think that he was a little crazy. But I think that craziness has now come to me, because I actually realized that we could use color to be able to read. And so now, this is what you're going to do. In that handprint that your child took, we are going to have to color our fingers. And color number 1 is black. And remember, the word black has the sound ah, black, ah. Then the next one is going to be red, because the color red, when you read it, has the short vowel E, which is red. And then third one is going to be pink. The short vowel pink has the word E. And of course, I'll explain that later on. When we do the long vowel, we're just going to put an underline, so you know that is a long vowel. Both of them are going to be pink. And then the next one is going to be orange. Although I thought of using olive, because that says the green gets confused with the long vowel that I'm going to use as green. So we'll just go with the orange, which is ah. And then finally we have purple. Purple has the short vowel sound, which is ah. So there we go. Short vowel A is going to be called a black vowel. Red is going to be a short E vowel. So the short E is going to be a red vowel. Pink, I and Y, short vowel. Orange, number 4 is short vowel. And then finally we have the last one is going to, the purple is U for the short vowel. Okay, and then another alternative. So what we do in the program is that we also, in this program, I want to give the child different options. So you can use your hands, you can use the color, you can be able to use, song to be able to do that. And finally, I also want to give you the numbers. So we can say this is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 3, number 4, and number 5. So then A is number 1. A is number 2, E is number 3, and then you have 2 3s, and then number 4 is the O, and then finally 5 is A. All right, so this way, when you're reading and the child is getting a little confused, you can ask, okay, what sound does number 4 say? What sound does number 1 say? And that way they can remember which one it is. Or you can just say, what sound does the color pink say? And they will remember it's E. Or what sound does the color orange say? And they'll know it is A. All right, so thank you very much. Practice with your child, let them print, let them color, and do the sounds together. And the most important thing is that I want, as parents, we need to spend time with our children. And when you're doing different things, don't let reading be a time when you sit down and just say, okay, can we read? Make it fun. Once in a while, just say, oh, can you tell me the vowels again? And you play together. You say You can be jumping, you can be doing anything. It can be a time when you're taking them to school, or you're even doing some different activities. Just let that reading be a part and parcel of your life. Let education be a part and parcel of daily living, and you'll find that the child, you'll actually be imparting that knowledge unconsciously without even the child knowing that they're actually reading or learning something. Thank you so much, and I will see you again in our next class. We will be posting on Mondays, and I'll be doing some intro on Thursdays. Thank you so much, and let's do this together. We can do this. Thank you.